Hello all. Today, let us see in detail about LERS decision rules. So what exactly is this LERS? LERS is expanded as learning from examples based on rough sets. It's the baseline of an LERS would be that LERS gives out a certain set of rules which can be applied over an example, and these rules are obtained from a previous example over which LERS has been applied. So these LERS rules are in general very generalized and they are not data specific. The reason for it to be so is that it can adapt to many number of examples and not a certain specific data sets. To be precise, there is an example and we apply LERs over it. It gives us certain decision rules, and these decision rules can be applied over another example and so on. So the reason for it to being generalized is also a fact because different kinds of data set are used in the similar cycle. So now let us see a few applications of the LERS. The LERS has a lot of scope, and a few examples where it is applied are financial department, the medical industry, and the military domain. For example, in the financial department, say if there is a user who is in need of a loan, the LERS decision rules can be used to come to a decisive conclusion if the user is qualified for a loan or not. In the medical industry, it supports for diagnosing the patients, and in the military industry, to keep track of the candidate's performance, these decision rules can be used as metrics. In general, the machine learning and data mining system LERS is universally accessible and has a lot of potential for scope of growth. One prominent example would be the application and the usage of LERS in the NASA Johnson Space Center, and they use it as a tool to develop expert systems as well. So this is one prominent example. Now let us see how the LERS handles the inconsistencies. The LERS handles the inconsistencies using rough set theory. The main advantage of using the rough set theory is that it does not have to know the preliminary or the additional information beforehand. In the rough set theory approach, the inconsistencies are not removed, and instead it approximates to the lower and upper bound of the data. To be more clear, say we have a data whose graph is inconsistent and goes like this. So what the rough set does is that it approximates to the lower bound and the upper bound of the data and then generates rules based on these approximations. And so we have two types of rules generated, which will be the certain rules and the possible rules. Let us see in detail regarding the rough sets down the presentation.